Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered if others still find you attractive? As the years go by, it's natural to wonder if your eyes still turn into hair, or if the charm you once carried is still as strong as it once was. But here's something you may not realize. You may be much more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Attractiveness isn't just about youthful attributes or a full head of hair. It's something deeper, something that grows with time, wisdom, and experience. The way people react to you, the way they engage with you, and even the subtle signals they send you, all speak volumes about how they perceive your presence. There are clear and undeniable signs that indicate you're an older man, even if you don't see it for yourself. In this video, we're diving into 7 signs that show you still have attractive appeal. These aren't just about physical appearance, but the overall presence that makes people naturally drawn to you. Whether it's the way you carry yourself, the way others respond when you walk into a room, or even the applause you receive without realizing your significance, these signs reveal more than you can imagine. Stick with me until the end, because you might just discover that the very things you despise about yourself are exactly what make you stand out. You might find that confidence, self-assurance, and a refined sense of style are working in your favor more than you ever imagined. And who knows, by the time we're done, you might see yourself in a new light. Before we get started, if you haven't already, I recommend you subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a 1 in the comments. If you didn't like it, leave a 0 in the comments to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now, let's get started. Number 1. You often get a plea for advice or help. One of the strongest indicators that women find you attractive, whether you realize it or not, is how often they seek you out for advice, counsel, or even casual help. It may not seem like a direct sign of physical attraction, but it speaks volumes about how others perceive you. As you get older, your experiences, wisdom, and calm demeanor set you apart. People recognize that you've lived through life's ups and downs, and that you carry a sense of stability that is both reassuring and exciting. Women, in particular, are naturally drawn to men who exhibit confidence, trust, and emotional intelligence, all of which are always reflected in the way others gravitate to you for advice and support. Think about times when you have been approached, whether by a younger man seeking career advice, a friend seeking perspective on a personal issue, or even a stranger seeking directions. These moments may seem ordinary, but they highlight something important. People see you as someone who is brave enough to listen. This sense of dependability and quiet strength is deeply attractive, even if it doesn't always come in the form of direct commitments. Consider a man like Richard, 67, for example. He's never considered himself particularly welcome, but he's noticed something interesting. Whether at social gatherings, work events, or even casual fashion shows, people naturally turn to him for advice. Younger men would ask for his thoughts on how to handle relationships. Women would linger a little longer in conversation, asking about his experiences and opinions. It wasn't something he forced. His presence simply made people feel at ease. This kind of confidence isn't just a sign of wisdom. It's a sign of a deep, natural appeal. A man who carries himself with quiet confidence, who doesn't feel the need to prove anything, occasionally becomes the person others want to be around. It's a form of attraction that goes beyond physical appearance. It's about the energy you bring to a space. And don't forget, women take notice. While younger men may still be in a phase of life where they're looking for attention, an older man who demands self-confidence without trying too hard will turn away. A woman can't come right out and say, "I find you attractive," but if she values your opinion, respects your input, and enjoys engaging with you in a meaningful conversation, that speaks louder than words. So if you've noticed that people tend to seek you out, even in casual settings, take it as a sign. You bring something to the table that others find exciting. You may not realize it, but the very presence you carry is magnetic in ways you never thought possible. Number 2, You get compliments on your style and your outfit. A man who takes pride in his appearance shows up no matter his age. If people regularly compliment the way you dress, your outfit, or even the way you carry yourself, this is a clear indicator that you are making a strong impression. It may seem like a small detail, but in reality, these comments often reveal much more than just an appreciation for a dark outfit. They signal that others perceive you as attractive. As men get older, many develop their own distinct style, one that reflects confidence, experience, and self-respect. A well-fitting blazer, polished shoes, a well-cut hairstyle, or even just a sense of style. These small but significant choices tell the world that you care about your appearance. And women, in particular, remember this. Think about it. How often do you hear things like, "That color looks great on you," or "I love your cut," or "You always look so put together"? These aren't just polite compliments. They're indicators that people notice your presence, that your sense of style enhances your appeal, and that you present yourself in a way that others appreciate. Think about Robert, for example. In 1968, he never gave much thought to his appearance, but he began to notice something interesting. Whether he was at a family gathering or just leaving work, he was more likely to notice that he was a good fit. Women would often comment on his choice of clothing or how well he dressed. At first, he brushed it off, thinking they were just being polite. But after a while, he realized that these remarks were not random. They were a direct response to the way he presented himself. And most importantly, they were a reflection of how others saw him. Refined, confident, and attractive. Style is not about following the latest trends. It's about knowing what works for you and dressing with confidence. A man who takes the time to dress well and pays attention to his presentation is something he values. And that level of care and attention will not go unnoticed. Even if you don't hear outright applause, pay attention to the way people react when they see you. Do they do a double take? Do they seem to light up when you walk into a room? Do they respond positively when you high-five them or stand next to them? These little responses say a lot about how others perceive you. Attractiveness isn't just about having childish attributes. It's about the way you present yourself. If you take pride in your appearance, if you put effort into looking your best, and if you notice people responding to that effort, take it as a sign. You're having more fun than you realize. If you're still watching this video and are finding this information valuable, please comment on number 2 below to let me know you're here. Let's move on. Number 3. Women stay in touch with you longer than usual. Attraction is expressed in ways that don't require words. One of the most telling signs that you're an attractive woman. The older man is the way women look at you. If you've ever noticed a woman holding her gaze on you for a little longer than necessary, it's no accident. A lingering gaze is a subconscious sign of admiration, curiosity, or even interest. Women, especially those who are naturally reserved, don't always express attraction through direct words or flashy actions. Instead, they communicate through subtle body language, one of the most powerful being prolonged eye contact. It's not a casual glance or a humble acknowledgement. It's when her eyes rest on you for just a moment longer than usual, as if she's taking a second to process something about you that's caught her attention. Think about the last time this happened to you. Maybe you were at a restaurant, a coffee shop, or even while walking through a park. You notice someone looking at you, then quickly looking back only to return your gaze moments later. That hesitation, the brief pause before looking back, speaks volumes. It's a natural response when someone finds another person interesting, but doesn't want to make it too obvious. For example, imagine a man like Charles, who is 72 years old and has never really thought of himself as particularly attractive. He assumed that at his age, women wouldn't notice him the way they used to. But one day, while enjoying a quiet afternoon in a restaurant, he caught a young woman staring at him from across the room. At first, he thought it was nothing, but when he moved to another section, he saw her again. She looked at him, held his gaze for just a second too long, then smiled slowly before returning to her book. What Charles didn't realize was that his presence, his demeanor, the way he carried himself with quiet confidence, made an impression. She wasn't staring out of curiosity, she was intrigued. And this is something that many older men fail to realize. Women, no matter their age, appreciate a man who carries himself with confidence, a man who isn't desperate for attention but naturally commands it. The way you move, the way you sit, and the way you look at someone all communicate something about you. If women seem to hold their gaze even for a second longer than expected, that's a strong sign that they find something about you appealing. It could be your eyes, the way you dress, or simply the way you exude quiet confidence. The next time you catch a woman looking at you, don't be so quick to dismiss her. It may not be accidental. It may just be the clearest sign yet that you're far more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Number 4. Women naturally gravitate to you. One of the clearest signs that you're an older man is the way people seem to be drawn to you without you even trying. It's not always about a hamstring or a youthful appearance, but there's something deeper at play. People are naturally drawn to confidence, self-assurance, and an aura of wisdom, and you may be exuding these qualities more than you realize. Think about the times you've walked into a room and felt a subtle shift in energy. Maybe people glance your way more often than not, or maybe conversations seem to flow easily when you're around. You may find that people, especially women, enjoy talking to you, whether it's at a coffee shop, a family gathering, or even a casual interaction at the grocery store. They lean in when you talk, they engage with your story, and they seem genuinely interested in what you have to say. This is because an attractive man isn't just someone with a strong hamstring or a full head of hair. He's someone who carries himself with quiet confidence. There's a stability in his presence, a sense of ease that makes people feel at ease. And that kind of attractiveness never fades with age. For example, think of a time when a woman, whether younger or closer to your age, seemed to hold eye contact a little longer than usual. Or maybe she found a reason to increase the conversation, asking questions about your life, your thoughts, or your experiences. It's subtle, but it's powerful. Women, in particular, are attracted to men who make them feel comfortable, who listen, and who exude a kind of desperate self-confidence that younger men often lack. It's also worth noting that when you have that presence, people trust you more. They seek your advice. They enjoy being around you and are worth your company. If you've ever had someone tell you that they feel comfortable opening up to you, even if they just met you, that's a sign that you're exuding an attractive type of energy. At the end of the day, attraction isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how others feel in your presence. If you've noticed that people naturally enjoy being around you, that's not a coincidence. It's a reflection of the appeal you carry, whether you see it or not. If you're still watching this video and are finding this information valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. Let's move on. Number 5. You have a confident, relaxed presence. One of the most attractive traits of an older man isn't about the eyes, it's about the presence. If you walk through life with a quiet, relaxed confidence, people notice, and they flinch at it. Unlike younger men who may still be figuring themselves out, an older man who is comfortable in his own skin exudes a kind of confidence that can't be faked. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or trying to prove something to someone. It's about taking care of yourself with a sense of comfort, knowing who you are, what you care about, and having nothing to prove. That kind of confidence is magnetic. Think about the times you've walked into a room and felt people's attention shift, not because you were demanding it, but simply because of the way you took care of yourself. Maybe people naturally make room for you in conversations. Maybe women feel comfortable around you, engaging with you without hesitation. That's because true confidence leaves others alone. It makes people feel safe, intrigued, and respected all at once. Think of someone like George, 74. He's not brilliant. He's not trying to impress anyone, and yet people always seem drawn to him. When he speaks, people listen. When he walks into a room, there's a desperate authority about him. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that invites respect. Women notice that too. It's not about physical perfection. It's about the sense of calm and security he provides just by being himself. There's a reason a relaxed presence is so appealing. In a world where so many people are anxious, insecure, and constantly seeking validation, a man who is truly at peace with himself stands out. He doesn't need to fill every silence with words. If you're still watching this video and are finding this information valuable, please comment number 6 below so I know you're here. Let's move on. 7. Women laugh at their toys, even the cuckold ones. Humor is one of the most underrated and powerful indicators of activity. If women laugh at their toys, even the ones you know are cuckolds or just plain old, that's a clear sign that they enjoy your presence. And more importantly, they're calling you a joke. Laughter isn't just about finding something funny. It's a social response, a way of connecting with others. When a woman genuinely laughs at what you say, it's not always about the toy itself. It's about how she feels around you. If she finds you exciting, warm, and comfortable to be with, she's much more likely to laugh at your humor, even if it's not at all offensive. Think about the times you've told a toy in a social setting. Maybe you pulled out a classic dad toy, something simple, perhaps even predictable. But instead of rolling your eyes, she laughed. Maybe she even leaned in a little closer, touched your arm as she laughed, or responded by shaking a toy on her head while smiling. These small, natural reactions aren't just signs that she found your words funny. They're indicators that she enjoys your company. Consider a man like Henry, 73, who had a habit of making toys that were always on, useless, and chatty. He never thought much of it until he noticed that women, especially those he found interesting, seemed to laugh at his toys more often than not. At first, he assumed they were just being polite. But over time, he noticed a pattern in which women would pull away from conversations with him, become more engaged, and seem to light up when he spoke. What Henry didn't realize was that his humor did more than just amuse him. It was creating a bond. Humor is attractive because it signals confidence, intelligence, and emotional comfort. It tells people that you don't take life too seriously, that you're comfortable with who you are, and that you can find joy in even the slightest moment. Women, in particular, appreciate men who can make them laugh without trying too hard. Men who can create a bright and fun atmosphere without feeling the need to impress. This doesn't mean you have to be a stand-up comedian. It's not about delivering the perfect line. It's about being you and sharing a moment of joy with someone. If you've noticed that women respond positively to your humor, even when it's simple or on the nose, take it as a sign. They're enjoying your presence, they feel at peace around you, and on some level they find you attractive. So the next time you're in a fight and hear laughter, especially from a woman who seems to be engaging in conversation with you, don't dismiss it as just good manners. It may just be one of the clearest signs yet that you are more attractive than you think. If you are still watching this video and are finding these lessons valuable, please comment number 7 below to let me know you are here. Now, let's wrap up. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on the 7 signs we explored. Maybe you have recognized some of these in yourself, or perhaps you have begun to see yourself in a new light. The truth is, activity is not just about youth. It is about presence, confidence, and the way you make others feel when they are around you. Many men go through life unaware of how much they present themselves. They assume that because they are older, their appeal has faded, when in reality, it has only evolved. Women notice the way they carry themselves, the confidence they project, and the energy they bring to a room. They see the care you put into your appearance, the way you interact with others, and the sense of self-confidence that only comes with experience. So if you've ever doubted your appeal, remember this. Your prowess isn't measured by the number of burns on your face or the color of your hair. It's measured by the respect you command, the conversations you spark, and the way people feel in your presence. You have qualities that younger men can't replicate. Wisdom, maturity, and a sense of self-possession that makes you uniquely attractive. What has shown you the most? Which of these signs do you see in yourself? Or which one do you feel you can embrace for the future? We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to put it into practice in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create good content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.